Thank you for tuning into Rich Girl Network TV. I'm your host, Jim Blanton, and today I am at TV1 CLEO TV show lineup and NAACP Image Award announcements. I'm going to be bringing you a lot of interviews from our stars, and you'll also get a behind-the-scenes look at the press junket panel. Stay tuned, and as always, we'll bring you lots of entertainment news and more Rich Girl Network TV.
See how Chef Portia Thomas and Chef Denard are reimagining comfort food with new Soul Kitchen.
I'm Denard.
And I'm Portia.
What we have here is the Juicy Lucy Smoked Gouda Cheeseburger.
One thing that I usually advocate for with transitioning to veganism is to use substitution.
You get the best of both worlds in one show.
It does get kind of competitive.
Hey, what more can you ask for?
CLEO TV.
It's food for the soul.
I want these people to get here and this ain't done. It's really coming together. We are making it happen.
Living by Design encompasses everything that we have not seen in a lifestyle show yet.
We're going to take millennial women and help them design their space.
It is food, it is design.
You want to take the ordinary and make it extraordinary.
We are a real life brother and sister, and growing up, food and design was so important. The greatest thing about this show is you get a reveal and a meal.
There you go. Can't beat that.
And a mom meal.
So this is the moment we've been waiting for.
For Ty and Elton, what a fabulous platform for you to indulge everything you've ever wanted to do.
Agreed. Yes. 120%.
Tell me about that. What do you want to do? What have you filmed already? Where did you go? What did you eat? Who did you meet?
You want to say?
Yeah, like right now we're still figuring those things out. So that's the most exciting part about it because the world is our oyster.
Yeah.
But I think the goal for me, and I don't want to speak for Ty, but just to inspire people to see more of the world. I didn't start traveling until about 8 or 9 years ago. And once I started, I just didn't stop. So I think if I can bring that spirit to more people, that's the goal.
There's a great Mark Twain quote that travel is the cure for prejudice, in so many words.
I agree 100%. I actually, so I've been fortunate to travel for many years, travel internationally at least probably 6 times a year. I was a former magazine editor working in beauty and fashion, and so I traveled to the shows in London and Paris from a very young age of 23. And I don't have any children yet, but I believe second to love is exposure that you can give a child and young people as a whole. And when you look at the market right now, the travel market, women of color and young millennials are traveling. And we want to continue to inspire that. So not only from an economic standpoint of exposure for commerce, but to really, as Elton said, inspire young women and men to really see the world. Because when you see the world, I'm a big believer you take all of those insights and then you can go back to your community, inspire your community to grow and elevate as well. So we're super excited. Elton is leaving for Australia on Sunday, right? I go to Israel again for the 3rd time in April. I've traveled to 10 countries on the continent in Africa. You go to China often, and so we're really excited. We will begin shooting in the next month, and we're in pre-production right now, and the show will air sometime this summer on CLEO TV.
And just a little detail, because I think the contrast would be interesting. And I'm not talking about production, luggage and everything. How many pieces of luggage do you take, Ty?
You need to check out my Instagram for that one. What I will tell you is I am not a light packer. I actually typically listen, I dress how I feel, quite frankly, coming from the fashion, and I think that's part of what we want to share. I think the way that young women and people of color travel is that we want to experience the culture on the ground. This is not about going to a resort and staying on the resort. It's about understanding people. It's about understanding community. It's about understanding how people eat, how they live, what they experience, and what makes that place unique, because that's what inspires us. So to answer your question, lots of luggage.
More than 5, more than 10?
Listen, we will be playing for some things on this FYI.
And for me, I'm a photographer by trade, so my camera bag is usually bigger than my clothing bag. So
good for you.
You know,
I'll take some of those bags that you can check.
Indeed. And I try to chase summer, so usually it's just a tank top and some swim trunks.
That's
The fashion. Can't wait to see it.
Question for the New Soul Kitchen team. Hi, I'm Juliana from Black Tree TV. When I saw that you guys had the traditional food and the vegan, I felt so at home, because that's what it looks like with the people that are transitioning out of a traditional American diet at my house on the holidays, and those that insist that those who don't eat meat must be the devil. So talk to us about the inspiration for having both cuisines represented in the same platform.
You know, I think it's really cool because I think that most households, that's how it looks now. You know, you have families where almost everyone can have like a different diet. And so you have one person normally that's like cooking the meals. So I thought it was really cool to be able to like present it that way where, you know, it's like, they'll have like kind of the same thing, but it's like I have my spin on it and he has his spin on it. And it kind of like, you know, one doesn't have to like contradict the other. It can all like kind of go together, you know?
And I have to agree with that, because when we look at the way we eat, we don't eat the way we did 5-10 years ago. And as I like calling it, a Southern modified style of cooking, being from the South, we know that the typical way of fixing anything was always throwing fat back in it. I don't care what it was, you put fat back in it. Even if it's sipping tea, put fat back in it. So we wanted to show the world that you still can have all the food that you love, except eat it in a health conscious way, because we know people do several things. We eat to live and we live to eat. So with New Soul Kitchen, it provided a platform so that I can share my style of cooking, and Portia can share her style of cooking, and we bring it together under one roof. A lot that probably know and that don't know, I have a big family, you know, being a father of 9 children, you know, it's like a smorgasbord in my home. I have some that don't eat certain things and some that do. So when I cook, I have to practice cooking all these different ways. And I can only imagine that my house is not the only one that's like that. So being able to bring this platform to the world is something that hadn't been done yet, especially for the viewer at home. When you typically watch a cooking show, you're either going to get one or the other. So how about, you know, if you're a vegan or pescatarian or you love soul food, everyone can sit and watch this show and take something home or take something to the kitchen table.
I'm Kaish Liebert with OK Africa, and I have 2 questions. The first is for Tana and Elton. How do you intend in your travels in determining your priorities to pull in the diaspora? And, you know, people see us as Black, especially as we travel. They may not know all the unique details about how we're spread all over the world. So how do you intend to engage and capture this audience? And then the second question, because the next 2 shows have food as a really important part of it, is there any space where we can, as we have seen with the most recent excitement about the year of return with Ghana and so forth, are we seeing opportunities to have a Sankofa moment in the skillet?
Well, first of all, I want to say I love your platform. A huge fan of OK Africa. And to me, the ties to Africa are super close because my mother's from Liberia, a country in West Africa. So I've been to 13 countries on the continent, and I want to, you know, make sure that people see Africa as a place for tourism.
CLEO TV is geared towards, you know, women of color, entertainment-wise, lifestyle-wise. What do you actually hope to achieve for women of color? What is the absolute goal?
Well, I would love to give Sonia and Rochelle an opportunity to speak.
I'm Sonia Armstead, and I'm with Powerhouse Productions. I think CLEO gives women an opportunity to see women who look like them, achieve big things, we ultimately become a role model for that youngster or that 20-something, 30-something that's watching the network. They see Ty traveling around the world, diving into culture. They see Elton, diving into new and different things. Getting an opportunity to see that the way my mom cooked is not necessarily the only way to cook. They're checking out our Living by Design, where we're blessing young millennial folks who are getting a rough start, who don't have a house, but have their own space. And we're taking those spaces and we're transforming them. So I think the whole goal is to show young women and young men that anything is possible. And I think the platform that we're giving them allows them to say, you know what, if they can do it, then I can do it. And I think that's our role.
And Rochelle and Sonia, thank you for providing that. That is incredible.
Thank you.
What you were doing. Can you elaborate on how you all's relationship started, the importance of women being in business power positions as EPs in your creation of Powerhouse Productions and the relationship with CLEO TV and the content that you are continuing to look for?
Well, of course we can, and it's an honor to sit here because CLEO TV and TV One making history here. To go out and hire Black women to come and produce lifestyle television at this level. These shows can be on any network. Any talent up here deserves to be in the room, and we should not be fighting for a space in the room. I shouldn't be asking for one talent to rep these other networks. It is amazing to have a home, to have stories for us, produced by us. And so we are all grateful, but we sit before you saying, this is the world we live in today. And diversity is key. We spend money, and this network will be profound because they are taking it to the next level. They've identified these group of women. We are not longer saying we will sit in the back, we care about makeup, we travel, we cook, we look good, and Black women rock.